Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240. And now let's join the Coffee Ann panel on ON 1240, WOON Woonsocket Radio.
All right, it is Coffee Ann on ON AM and FM. Welcome in. It's Friday morning. It's June 19th. This is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning. We welcome back to the studio Paul Willett from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce after a lengthy 3-month hiatus in Smithfield.
Yes, and thanks for welcoming back. I mean, of course, I've been on the phone for the past few months, but it's good to see both of you.
Nice to have you here.
It's like back to normal starting on Monday.
Yeah.
You know, where the chamber is fully staffed, everybody is there, and we haven't skipped a beat throughout all this. So glad to be back with both of you.
All right, Dave Richards is here as well. Good morning, Dave.
I certainly am. Thank you very much, Joe. Paul, it's good to see you again.
Hello.
And just for those of you who are looking in at WoonsocketRadio.com, Paul is wearing pants. I know that you haven't had to now for quite some time.
You really can't
a
tell.
lovely golf shirt and khakis, folks. So don't worry about a thing.
Oh God, yeah.
All right, Paul. Time for our first message, though, from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Business as usual, right?
Yes, and you know, it is summertime, and typically the chamber puts the brakes on events somewhat because people are vacationing and that sort of thing, and it's tough to focus. But we do have one remaining event coming up this month, and that's going to be on Monday at 4:00. It's a virtual event on Zoom, and Eric Anderson from EnviroClean, which is located in Smithfield, is going to be talking about how you can properly keep your employees safe in their work environment in terms of sanitizing and that sort of thing, and how you prepare the environment for visitors. So now that we are, I think, coming to the end of phase 2, and a lot of folks are back to work. So Eric is very well known in the community. And I think the talk that he's going to give, the demonstration that he's going to give, is going to be very informative. So if you're interested in that, you can register on nrichamber.com. You don't have to be a chamber member to register. There's no cost. You could also call us at 334-1000. And the way this works is you register, and sometime on Monday you will be getting a Zoom link to join the webinar. So that's the last virtual event that we have coming up for this month. We are working on other things for the summer in the education area in terms of learning new skills, and of course those will be presented virtually. So nrichamber.com, 334-1000 if you're interested in Monday's event.
All right, Paul. Thank you very much.
And Joe, can I interject something here?
Sure, Dave.
Before you begin today's deliberations, some of the more astute members of our audience might notice that we removed the email address from the recorded introduction of the program. And actually, we're going to redo that entire introduction later on. And it's because something went wrong, folks, and so we're going to fix it, but it won't be really fixed until Monday. Just thought our Coffee Ann listeners would like to know we're going to set up, again, an email just for people to respond to Coffee Ann, its own email box. We tried this twice before, folks, and it went wrong. But we'll see what happens next.
3 times the charm.
Yeah, that's
I
what
guess.
they say.
Well, and I'll explain it to you. It's pretty simple. It's not a long explanation. It's that we originally had like Coffee Ann, but then people didn't understand how to write Coffee Ann when they wrote an email. So we put a link up on the website. Once you put a link up on the website, then all the other robots and computers grab it and start sending you spam. And then the staff stops looking at all the junk that's coming in that email box for the one email from a listener that might be in there gets buried under a ton of spam. So then we changed it to the panel at onworldwide.com. And the same thing happened again. So Joe says, I'll fix that. I'm going to use my personal email address. And wouldn't you know, a really nice listener who's very, very nice person went to the website, saw the link that says contact us, and sent an email in on Wednesday for Joe to read to the panel. And, of course, Joe never saw it because it wasn't on the email box he was looking at. Okay, so this third time we're going to give it its own email box, but we're not going to put it as a link to open up on the website. We're going to put a statement that doesn't link to it and say, Coffee and emails use this address in text.
Let's see if that works.
And then you can copy and paste it, put it into your email, and send in an email to the Coffee and Show. Because you got to understand, folks, we're here in a very technically oriented thing. Joe has 5 screens turned on. There's one behind him, too, that belongs to me that he's not going to look at. Then he's got his laptop. So there's 6 screens that Joe could look at. And if all he gets is spam on one of them, it's just, you're going to miss stuff.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with that problem. We're going to try something new. Our apologies to the nice lady who didn't get her question read on Wednesday, and we're going to try to do better. Maybe you can read the question on Wednesday again when the same panel gets together. So starting on Monday, it's still being worked on right now. They're building it. We don't have it populated just yet. The new email address for Coffee Ann will be coffee@windsocketRadio.com.
How do you spell that?
COFFEE.
Oh, very good.
Coffee@windsocketRadio.com. And then everybody will understand that that's the email address for Coffee Ann. Sorry for the drama, folks. We're just working stiffs like anybody else here trying to get by in the day.
Don't use it right now because it's not working.
Well, yeah,
I won't see it.
We just made the decision this morning on how to solve the problem. We were thinking about it for a day or so to make sure we knew what we wanted to do. And today we made the decision. So today it's being set up. And it won't quite be ready during the show. It'll be ready later on today. That won't help anybody.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Well, big news in the city. We got the word yesterday from a press release from the police department
Very
of
sad.
the murder-suicide that took place on Social Street. And, what makes it even extra sad is, you hear from the police, and they never had a domestic call for this couple. Never a problem. They don't have a record.
On Facebook, they have pictures of them cuddling and very happy, ostensibly.
So you never know.
Yeah, you never do.
No.
All it takes is one thing.
Yeah. And the cat also.
Killed the cat.
Killed the cat.
You can make that assumption. The
cat is dead from a bullet wound.
Bullet wound, so it must be.
And the 2 people are. The dog wasn't touched.
Amazing. And one shot killed her. One shot killed him.
Right.
Usually these things aren't they like multiple shots? I'm thinking of the murder in Braintree, Massachusetts, a couple of days ago as well. That woman was shot multiple times.
Yeah, but it all depends on the demeanor and
I guess
usually when you have multiple shots like that there's anger there that has been growing.
Right. Okay.
Just a single shot is probably just an elimination, and there was probably some.
And the other odd thing was the police never received a call because they say it took place like 4 p.m. Police never received a call. Hey, heard gunshots.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Well,
actually, according to Russ Oliver's article in the Call today, it was a little different than the press release.
Okay.
It seemed to get into more detail that the young woman who was killed didn't show up to provide transportation to somebody for a medical appointment, and so when they didn't respond, it was a friend that went. Obviously couldn't get in. I think the friend called the cops, and the cops entered.
Okay.
So that's how it was, yeah. That's what it says there.
As far as hearing gunshots, I mean, I noticed.
With all the fireworks out there, you kidding me?
I was just going to say that.
That's
last weekend,
Oh, yeah.
we have a lake across the way from us, and it, already people are lighting off fireworks, and you can hear them on
And
weekends.
it's not a Rhode Island thing. This is a nationwide thing.
Yeah, yeah. So
Because
I mean,
all fireworks are being canceled all over.
yeah,
So they say the use of illegal fireworks
we're probably going to increase.
has gone way up
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Well, up in Boston, they found a car, and everybody rabbited. Of course, there is I'm sure, a registered owner for the car, but the cops found a car with the trunk open, full to the brim with fireworks.
Were they selling
all
it?
illegal? Well, that was the idea.
Oh, okay.
And that's why the cops came.
Yeah.
Everybody, cheese it, and
And they took off.
Yeah, right. The crowd vaporized, including those people who were with the car. There is a registered owner of the car, so I imagine that's not going to really prove helpful to some people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's all over the place, and the reason there about the real serious problem. There was a fire where a house burned, not to the ground, but burned so bad it displaced 10 people, if memory serves me, because they were setting off fireworks in the backyard. House caught on fire. 10 people are out of a house.
Wow.
It happens. As a matter of fact, that very thing happened not too long ago in my town, where these things you light them and you think they're going to do what they're supposed to do, but sometimes they don't. I mean,
It's like lightning. It has its own
I mean,
idea.
it could go horizontal instead of vertical.
I've seen
and
that.
It happens. Going back years ago, I remember we were at a firework display in Rentham, Massachusetts. No, excuse me, Rehoboth, Massachusetts. And we parked at a point where we weren't right there, but it was a good vantage point, and we heard fireworks, and you could actually see the upper level of the ground display, and then everything stopped, and we're going, that's odd. Then we heard sirens, and they just kept coming and coming and coming, ambulance after ambulance after ambulance, and something happened where everything tumbled, and the fireworks were actually shooting out into the crowd.
Wow.
I mean, it's a dangerous thing. You have to be careful.
Even with the pros doing it,
absolutely.
they still run into issues.
Absolutely.
Even though they take every safety precaution going, and
Yeah.
they don't set them off with like they used to with torches.
Right,
kind
right.
of thing.
Well,
But,
I mean, now
things can still go wrong.
I don't know if you've ever lit any fireworks. You were saying there's a car full of trunks, but you could easily drive up to New Hampshire, fill up your vehicle, and come back to Rhode
You
Island.
always could.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like 12 packs of beer.
Yeah.
It's a box that has 12 charges in it. It's got a long wick. You light that, and then you got 12 aerials from that one box. Those things, if you don't properly secure them, they can tip over. It's happened, and bottom line, fireworks are dangerous unless you're a professional and you know what you're doing.
So this investigation into the apparent murder-suicide in Woonsocket is going to continue. The ME office has the bodies, and they're going to make a final determination of the cause of death, but it looks pretty academic right now. But it is just it's a sad situation all the way around. It looks like they've been together, from what I read yesterday, for about 3 years. They moved in together, or moved into this apartment
In March.
together in March of just this year. So
So you got a chance to see a lot of that apartment,
yeah,
because March is when things started.
closing down.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you joked about it back then. Oh boy, everybody's closed in together. How much is domestic violence going to go up?
You know, in Tom Ward, when Tom was here on a weekly basis, Tom mentioned that several times. That people are, when you get financially stressed, you're desperate. And people handle things in different ways, but Tom was saying that very same thing. You watch the suicide rate's going to
Go up.
increase. Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break on the Coffee AM program. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. And Paul, time for your second message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Sure, and I mentioned earlier that event-wise things start to slow down at the chamber, but know that the chamber throughout this pandemic has been very resourceful. We have been distributing masks and hand sanitizer, as well as sanitizing cleaning agent, vouchers for that actually. But we've distributed some 40,000 masks and thousands of bottles of hand sanitizer So that's something that we were designated as the distribution center for Northern Rhode Island for businesses less than 50. We have exhausted those supplies, so sorry if you didn't get in on that. But, in addition to that, we've maintained a website of information for the latest information regarding the PPP program, the SBA loans that are available, and all the resources both on a national and statewide level. So there's no doubt about it. These are strange times that we've entered, and as businesses begin to reopen, they are slowly understanding that the atmosphere is different, not only for the business, but for the people coming into your business, and you need to protect them. So we have lots of resources. We continue to advocate on behalf of the business community. Now that the General Assembly reconvened, and they'll be coming back later this summer to mull over the budget, which begins on July 1st. We are well connected, and we can help you promote your business and be all you can be, particularly during these times where marketing is a very important tool that you need to get your business back to where it was, and even better than before. So give us a call at the Chamber, 334-1000, or visit our website at nnrichamber.com, and we are here to help you, and we have a phrase that says business matters, and it certainly does. Everything that we do at the Chamber is to improve the economy and to make your business more successful.
All right, Paul, thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue. Please stay tuned. Riverfront Patio Dining awaits you at River Falls Restaurant. Enjoy your lunch or dinner as you overlook the Blackstone River. Here are some of the wonderful items on the menu: steak and peppers pizza, baked stuffed haddock, and choice filet mignon. Make your River Falls Restaurant reservations today by calling 401-235-9026. 235-9026, or go online to riverfallscomplex.com. You'll love the Riverfront Patio Dining at River Falls Restaurant, Market Square, Woonsocket.
People ask what PACE is. Well, PACE is a different kind of health plan. There's really nothing like it. Because PACE was created to give older people with health challenges the care and support they need to keep living at home. If you have a parent who wants to remain independent and live at home, but needs help to do so, call 401-654-4176 or visit pace-ri.org and see what a difference PACE can make in both of your lives.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Okay, it is Coffee In on ON AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan, and I'm here with Dave Richards and Paul Willett. So,
I have a trivia question for you.
oh, good. Trivia.
All right. When do the birds generally start singing this time of year?
I can answer
You mean
that.
you're looking for a time?
Yes.
Yeah.
4 in the morning.
Yes, I would agree with that. 4:15. That's when I start to hear them.
Is that what you think, Dave?
3:20 today.
3:20.
3:20.
Well,
What, was that your own personal experience?
That's
or-
my personal observation. I said to myself, I thought it was more like 4 o'clock like
Yeah.
you. But, of course, I'm up at that hour.
Yeah.
And so I said, the sun don't come up until 9 minutes after 5.
you think they'd be sleeping?
And generally speaking, a half an hour to 40 minutes before the sun comes up, the sky brightens up significantly. But this is way before that. This is almost an hour before the sky brightens up at all.
Okay.
Interesting,
Well,
huh?
it'll start to go down after tomorrow. Tomorrow's the longest light day of the year, right?
I thought that was the 21st.
Yeah. What's the date today?
Today's the 19th.
Oh God. Well, we got.
You're behind.
I'm sorry. That's Monday.
You're still
no,
on-
that's Sunday.
First
Sunday.
day of astronomical summer is tomorrow.
You're still on quarantine time. And what day is this? All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
No, I would have hit yes.
Well, anyway.
I said go ahead.
All right. Anyway,
backstage instruction.
stuff, yes. All right. I hope I don't show my my ignorance on this. Well,
Me
maybe
too,
I am.
Me too, because we have a lot invested
Because
in you. You're really smart.
I don't get it.
Okay.
All right. Today's June 19th.
Right.
It's a holiday in some states,
Okay.
Why?
So.
and they call it. I get. This is what I get, and they call it's Juneteenth. All right, and it's the end of slavery in the United States.
Oh God.
Why is it called Juneteenth? I understand it's the combination of June and 19th, and they've taken out the 9. I don't know why. And I tried looking it up online last night. Maybe I can get a good answer.
Juneteenth.
I could not find a good answer.
They don't dare put out an answer.
Well, but what is
It's
it?
going to tick somebody off.
Did you Google why is it called Juneteenth?
Yes. And all it tells you is it's a combination of June and 19th. And it's been put together, and it's called Juneteenth. And it's to celebrate the U.S. Marshals or the federal agents that went into Texas on this day in 1865, like 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Galveston. if I
Thank you.
remember.
To tell them that the slaves were freed in Texas. Okay. Now, sometimes some people call it Jubilee Day or something else day. Emancipation Day, that's another one.
Yep.
Why don't we call it that? Why? I do not know why it's called Juneteenth, other than it's a combination of two words. But why are we combining the two words? That's not done for any other holiday.
Maybe they ran out of ink and it was an abbreviation.
They ran out of ink. So if anyone's got the answer of why it's called that,
Juneteenth.
and you know, it was never covered in history when I was in school.
Yeah.
It will, by the way, it will become a national holiday. That's my prediction.
Okay.
We will have June 19th off. It's going to be just like Dr. Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
And that will happen nationwide. And that's fine. It's actually not a bad idea to celebrate this, and I think it's great. I just don't know why it's called this.
Which other holiday did they get rid of, though?
Columbus Day.
It is Columbus Day isn't a holiday already.
No, it's a national holiday.
They've already derated it. No.
No, you don't get. You still don't get the mail, and the banks and the credit unions are closed, and there's no school.
It's one of those
You're
what
kidding
you
me.
call half holidays.
You don't get the mail delivered on Columbus Day.
Well, I never noticed because I'm at Autumn Fest.
Well, that's right.
but
Well, guess what? The mail doesn't
it's
arrive.
news to me.
The mail does not arrive on Columbus
It's
Day.
news to me.
So within a few
Dave,
years.
Dave has no bills, so he doesn't get any emails. Any
I'm at
mail.
Autumn
that-
Fest from 4:30 in the morning that day because of the parade setup.
So if anybody knows
That's interesting.
why it's called that, other than we're just pushing two
Yeah.
words together, there's got to be a meaning of why it's done this way. And I don't know what it is.
I say just drop it. You don't want to know.
No, I do want to know that.
No.
Doesn't
You
mean I
don't-
like it, but I do
you
want to know
You
why.
don't want to talk
Is
about
June
something like
is
this
June
on
the
air.
only month that doesn't have a national holiday? I mean, it's well, it's
No,
a thing
August
about this.
August doesn't have a national holiday
Right.
either.
Used to.
Oh,
The answer is yes.
Used to be VJ Day.
Right, but that's not.
yeah.
That's been decommissioned. Like
Yes.
Pluto is no longer a planet. but
Yes,
still
it is.
it's
revolving
still
around the
Victory
sun.
Day. Rhode Island still has Victory Day.
It's not a national holiday though.
No, it's Rhode Island.
June doesn't have a national holiday either. So we need one in June.
Yep. There you go. We got one.
I still don't know why it's called that. So I don't know. If someone can give me a really good answer, someone.
Let's get Hallmark behind this.
Someone
They'll
decided
figure it
we're
all
going to
out.
call it this, and I don't know why
If,
it's
if
called
you have
this.
an answer, you'll have to call 726-1240. You won't be able to email in, right?
That would be
766
Pawtucket. That'd be our Pawtucket numbers. Call 762.
762. I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic. You know that.
All right, we do have a message that has come in, so
Okay.
we will. I'll read this one.
On which address?
This one came to me.
Okay.
Okay.
You can check the other one, Dave, see if it's working. Protest, protest, protest. Now the dreamers emerge again. I'm so sick of them all. Seems every morning. Now's the day you wake up and there's a new protest going on. Can't we just accept our government officials with their decisions without complaining and demonstrating against every single one of them? The answer is no. Guess this young, arrogant generation is another bunch of troublemakers. Geez, you got to grow up. I don't know anyone that was protesting against the Supreme Court decision yesterday. Most people were celebrating that decision. The majority were celebrating
Yeah.
that decision, I should say.
I don't know. Every day, I'm afraid to watch the news lately.
Oh, yeah.
I just every time you turn it on, it's something, and these are difficult times. They really
Let me ask you this. This is more of a philosophical question. When the protests started, everyone we were protesting the death of George Floyd, police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere within the last 3 weeks, it has shifted, and now we're protesting anything from the 18th century and 19th century, because now we want to not only change the name of the state of Rhode Island. In Providence, we got to change the name of that school, the Essex Hopkins Middle School or Elementary School. Mm-hmm. If anything is somewhat related with anything from the Revolutionary War through the Civil War, we have to get rid of it. It seems
Didn't happen.
You know,
that's right. It didn't happen, Dave.
Yeah, and you know, Romeo brought this up a couple of weeks ago as a history teacher. I'm a history buff myself, and a couple of years ago, my wife and I were in Charleston, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Very historic. Mm-hmm. We went to several plantations. And it is part of history. A lot of these plantations have the slave cabins there, and
they're still there, right?
Yes, and it tells the story. Mm-hmm. And I mean, how far are we going to go? Are we going to have to knock all those down and just eradicate it completely?
Pretend it didn't happen,
right? And it's it's like Romeo had said, that we learn from history, mm-hmm. And there's good history and bad history, but you have to know the bad.
Yeah.
And it's part of life and what has happened. But
I don't know why there hasn't been a backlash of history teachers, high school level and college level, to come out and somehow band together and say we can't get rid of this stuff because it actually took place. Or are they scared?
That's a good point, and they could be scared. I mean,
because you'll be labeled.
You may be let go by your institution.
You may be fired. That's right.
And so there's that. But I mean, really, we've gone to the extreme. We've gone to the extreme in a lot of cases, and to completely eradicate everything, take down statues, do everything. It's just. My own personal opinion, it's we can't eradicate history. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, you agree, ditto?
Well, no, I've already made my statement on this, and if someone didn't hear it, then they'll be doomed to listen to me say it again. It's real simple. History teaches you what not to do and what worked. What to do and what not to do. And like, if you touch the stove and it's hot, not gonna do it again. Mm-hmm. So the things that didn't work out, that you don't want to do again, history teaches you what those things are, so you won't do them again. All right. So you
mm-hmm.
have to have history intact. You can't just revise history. What you can do.
They're not revising it. At least they're not trying to rewrite it.
They're trying to eradicate it.
Eliminate it.
Yeah, but that's not revise it. That's get rid of it.
Now here's the thing with the statues. This is real simple. I never went for statues in the first place. I never thought statues were a really good idea for anybody at any time for any reason.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Okay.
Just take them down. I don't care. Because I didn't think they should have been put up in the first place for anybody at any time, period.
Do you mean statues of people, or are markers okay? Like, this is where the Gettysburg fighting took place.
Well, that's an historical marker.
Okay, so those are okay.
I mean, that's informational.
Yeah.
That doesn't infer any emotion.
Okay.
It's strictly informational. When you're talking about a statue, you're holding someone up for adoration or public. Gosh, I lost the word in my brain. Public.
Notoriety?
Recognition. Recognition's the word I was looking for. So what you're looking for here is really something that makes them feel good. Because, when you put up a statue, you name a public building, that's another thing I can. Naming public buildings and edifices If it makes you feel good, fine. I think it should never be done. I would never say, let's do it, because I forget. But it makes people feel good. It makes the family feel good, whatever. If there are survivors involved, or it makes the person that's being honored feel good, okay, fine. If you want to do it, fine. Means nothing to me. So if you want to take them down, it means nothing to me.
What about then Mount Rushmore?
What about Mount
Would you
Rushmore?
consider that a statue, or is that more of just a monument? And are the two the same?
It's a tourist attraction
Yes, I know. But look
in
who's,
an area that really needed one.
yeah, but look who's on it.
Badlands.
So what? 4 dead presidents.
Right, but should we take them down? Jefferson owned slaves. Is it a statue?
No, they just, all right, if you want to take it down, you want to take it down? You got 3 people here who want to take it down? Okay, go ahead. See you later. You want to spend the money to go out there and take it down? You go
Oh
right
no, the
ahead.
government should do it.
Oh, no, the government's not going to do it.
Well, who's
Well, it's
taking?
a government. It's a national park.
Yeah, it's a national park, so you're going to
Okay.
have now. You go to the government. You get the National Park Service to say you can deface the faces of the presidents on the Mount Rushmore Monument. You get your jackhammers and your ropes and your pulleys and your bosun chairs, and you go out there. I don't care. Do it. It's a tourist attraction. It's not even a monument. Somebody along the line is going to try to talk sense into you.
It's not a very good tourist attraction. So I've heard. I've never been
Well, you
there.
can't get close to it. I mean,
I hear it's really
close.
Well,
as-
if you
It's
get
actually much
close, it's
smaller than what you
dangerous.
think it is.
It's what?
It's smaller than what you think it is.
Yeah, I know.
You
You
think
always
it's
see
this
it
big,
full screen.
grandiose thing, and it's not.
No, from the distance that you see it, it's how do I describe this so that the radio audience can picture it? It's you know the words at the bottom of the screen when you see somebody's name being put up at the bottom of the screen? Mm-hmm. Well, picture that the size of the president's heads, just where the letters are when somebody's name is at the bottom of a TV screen, and put that up near the top. And that's how big they are, and everything else is something other than their faces. So that's about the perspective you get when you go there.
All
But
right.
It's the real thing.
Yeah.
Time for a look at the forecast right now as we take another break. And this forecast is being brought to you by Speedway. We got clouds this morning. We will have gradual clearing this afternoon. High temperature near 89. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Low temperature around 64. Saturday's forecast, mostly sunny. High near 92. Saturday night, partly cloudy. Low of 65. Sunday, sunny and a high of 87. Monday, partly sunny. There is a slight chance of some showers Monday afternoon and a high near 88. And currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we have 75 degrees. At Speedway, they're here for you with just what you need, right when you need it. So when you stop by, they'll be ready. The convenience stores of Speedway.
I'm here with Kara Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency. Kara, what can you tell me about the insurance industry?
The industry changes so frequently due to many different factors, things like increased weather-related storms, the invention of smartphones and social media, which increase the amount of distracted drivers, even the cost of cars. Today, people are buying $30,000, $40,000, even $50,000 cars with every kind of option you can think of. All these things impact the insurance industry, and it's important to keep current.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Our business is truly a referral business, and we have built it based on our premier service level and commitment to what we do. If you are looking for personalized service with people who care, that would be us.
Danny's DNS TV and Appliances is ready to serve you at 158 Central Street, Millville. Danny's is a family business selling top brand names, TVs, and appliances. Danny's also features an extensive selection of air conditioners, including Frigidaire, Friedrich, and others. They also have in-wall air conditioners for small apartments, high-rises, and retirement communities. Most of today's air conditioners are whisper quiet, energy efficient, and contain special filters to remove allergens, bacteria, and room odors. Danny's DNS TV and Appliances at 158 Central Street, Millville. From Woonsocket, take a right at the Connector Road off Great Road. 508-883-5862.
Get down to brass tacks at home with me, Bob Vila, and my tip of the day every day right here.
Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day can only be heard on ON, AM, and FM every weekday at 6:50 in the morning. Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day is brought to you by Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center. Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day on ON Radio. It is Coffee and on ON, AM and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is Joe Callahan here with Paul Willett and Dave Richards. And this portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper. You going to go get the Valley Breezes, Dave? I am. Dave's going to go get the Valley Breeze and tell us what's all wonderful about the Valley Breeze. Sue, what's new, Paul?
So, I'm hoping there's going to be a breeze in the valley today because it's going to be hot.
I thought you were going to do a recording first.
Oh, I can.
And by the way,
I will do that.
While we've been doing things backstage, that new email address, coffee@woonsockeradio.com, is now active. It's going to go right to Joe's screen, so it's all kind of cool. So,
all right,
you can do that right now. Maybe you just want to do it and say hi, Joe, just to test it out.
See if it works.
We just put that in this morning. All right, so coffee@woonsockeradio.com if you want to address the Coffee and panel, get an email at Joe's Eyes. All right, so here we go. Valley Breeze. Wow, North Smithfield, Blackstone, Woonsocket, they got news. Victory Highway property draws complaints from neighbors in North Smithfield. A local business owner is in trouble with the town after his property on Victory Highway drew complaints from neighbors and officials. Read all about Michael Mungeon, owner of the North Smithfield Tree Service. Uses the property to store trucks inside. Well, you get all that kind of local news on there. Also, the board targeting racist policies was put together by the City Council last Monday night. You'll see the story in today's Valley Breeze with a nice color picture of Jim Canoia, who was the sponsor of the message, plus a big full story from Lauren Clem, multiple pages. And, of course, neighborhood fireworks skyrocket, just to show you that Ethan Shorey can put together a headline. How clever is that? With events canceled, neighborhood fireworks skyrocket. Get it?
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's a clever one. Give Ethan a little pat on the head. Pick it up and read all about it at the Valley Breeze. That's the North Smithfield and Blackstone and Woonsocket edition. In the Cumberland Lincoln edition, Anna Hope officials say store is not closing. There's been all kinds of rumors about that. I've heard them. You've heard them, Paul, right? Mm-hmm. You can get the truth right there on the Valley Breeze. Ethan Shorey's in charge of that. And, of course, the R1 indoor karting and opens to members, just like Twin River. Big story from Lincoln there. Mm-hmm. And back to Cumberland for the roundabout paving done. And you know where we're talking, Chapel Four Corners. Anybody has to go to that place.
Long time coming.
Has been enjoying a little drama for the last while or so. You'll read all about it in the Valley Breeze. Pick one up free where you shop each and every Thursday.
Okay. By the way, the coffee at woonsockeradio.com is working just fine.
Good. That's your new email address,
forward it
folks.
to my
Coffee@woonsockeradio.com.
I just sent you a test, by the way.
Yes, I got it.
Good.
Slip a little message to Joe. Well, we just decided it this morning, folks. So we're putting together right now. We're broadcasting. I mean, this is live radio, right? Well,
all right.
It
so,
isn't if you're listening on Monday morning. But
but once again, I don't know how we went from protesting George Floyd's death to we got to get rid of everything that anything related to the Civil War. How did we go from one to the other?
Let no crisis go unexploited.
Well, yeah, it's
That's
amazing.
the way it is. I mean, you got to understand. There's a lot of people out there with hurt in their heart, and they want to share it.
Yeah,
and maybe that's a good thing for them to share it. Different people with different personalities. I mean, I don't see it. I don't like to share my troubles with everybody in the world, and I've never taken a picture of my meal and sent it out on Facebook. It's just not in my nature. That's okay.
Lots of people are doing that.
Lots of people do
we
it.
Don't care what
so if they want,
eating.
hey, we have to share the planet with everybody. And as long as you're not really hurting somebody, if you think that this should be done, you think that should be done, you think you should tear down all Christopher Columbus monuments, then you petition your government and go get it started.
No, see, that takes too long, Dave.
Yeah, well, it takes too long.
It takes too long. We can't do that.
Shame on you if you do not operate within the system. That's where you've gone wrong. But if you want to petition your government, get together a group of signatures, stuff like that, get things rolling, that's where you can get anything done, and that's the way things are supposed to work in this country. If you don't like it, now it's time to petition Congress for a constitutional amendment to go around to each of the states, that you don't any longer have to petition the government, and you can just go and do something that you want.
Look at the teacher from Pawtucket.
Wow.
I'd rather not.
He decided, I don't have time to do all that. I got to
That's
go
right.
to
We
face
ain't
the
got time.
statue right now.
Right.
I got to
And there
advocate
will-
change immediately.
And there will always be those
Yeah.
who say this country was founded on civil disobedience, and they think that that condones civil disobedience
Yes, I
in
know.
perpetuity.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people got killed during that civil disobedience, and I think that that's a lesson that you better be ready to lose hundreds of thousands of people if you're going to start a revolution like that.
Civil disobedience is okay. I'm looking at Rosa Parks sitting at the front of the bus,
Yeah.
or the students sitting at the
Nobody
lunch
got
counter
hurt with
at Woolworth. That's being civil disobedience. This is being this is vandalism. This is,
Yeah.
this is not civil disobedience. And Dr. King
Taking
wanted
the-
nonviolence.
Just
That's how we'll
taking
get it done.
advantage of opportunity.
You're right. All right, on another subject, and this has been written into me. Here we go. The world of sports payback. A Pawtucket brewery introducing items with logos relating to Tom Brady, one of them called Traderade. Well, do you remember the name of the brewery in Pawtucket? It was the story yesterday.
Which
Yeah.
What was the name of the brewery?
Which one?
I don't remember.
Oh, I
So
can't remember
there's
that.
I read
is
it on the air,
a,
but-
a current brewery?
Yeah, in Pawtucket.
Okay, so there's Isle Brewers.
It was not them.
There's Foolproof,
That wasn't them.
and then there
I'll
was.
know it if you say it.
Yeah. Oh
Might
God.
have started with a G.
Yeah,
No?
could be. I don't know.
Right now, there are, to my knowledge, there are the two. There's two
Okay.
distilleries.
Well, it was
There's
a brew-
Well,
Rhode
anyway,
Island Spirits and
they-
White
they-
Dog.
They put together this brew and threw sea salt into it, I guess, to make it taste bitter, and they call it Traderade.
I might have it. Hang on. Talk amongst
It was
yourselves for a minute
yesterday's.
here.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in the recycling bin, because we recycle the paper from the news.
The Dree. Smug
Yeah.
Brewing.
Smug Brewing. Yes, they
doing
are.
this.
They are.
Traderade.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's calling it Traderade, a rebut to the latest outfits released by the Tampa Bay media with Brady and Gronk featured. And they have a point. Bottom line, he left us dry. Brady book and his legacy here have been tarnished. I disagree. Brady's going to go play there for a couple of years, and then he's going to retire. And 20 years from now, 10 years from now, hey, who did Tom Brady play for? New England Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll never say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
I
unless
do,
he wins a Super Bowl.
you know, I mean,
It hasn't been tarnished.
I
That's my
like the
opinion.
look of the uniforms, the new. The
I
new
haven't
uniforms.
seen a picture of
yeah,
it.
no, they're pretty
They look
pretty
nice?
sharp looking. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they can make sharp uniforms.
Yeah.
And one thing you always got to remember about sports is it's a business,
That's right.
and these players are going to make business type decisions.
No, sports isn't a business.
Sure it is.
The business of sports is business.
Okay. Yeah.
But playing the game.
Well, no.
It wasn't a business when we grabbed a bat and a ball and went out to the
No.
corner lot. That was
No,
sport.
running a team that's a business, and deciding where you're going to play, that's a business. So, and some people like going for the money, and okay, you got to get used to it.
Well, if you can do what you love and get paid for it and make a nice living at it, then life is good.
Yeah, and I guess the thought process has always been that your window of opportunity compared to other professions is rather small, and so when you get this opportunity, you want to optimize it while you can.
Jerry Seinfeld always had a joke, and then he updated the joke, and the original joke was, we're rooting for our piece of laundry to win. Because players change so often, so it really doesn't matter who's in the laundry, but our laundry needs to win.
Yeah.
And he kind of changed it to he doesn't understand why we don't like this guy or girl, but guy because he's wearing a new shirt. All of a sudden we don't like him because he's wearing new laundry, and so now we hate him.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You need to wear our laundry.
I
only.
think New England. What was the name of the song? Players only love you when they're playing. But from a fan perspective, New Englanders have always been, if the team's winning, we love them. as soon as they lose a game, they stink, and it's the nature of the fan base.
I didn't want to interrupt, but the name of the song is "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac.
There you go. Thank you.
But you're right,
I've got to show off on some things I'm good at.
And I've been at Gillette Stadium where Brady was playing, and he threw an interception. Threw an interception. People start standing up, going, bring in the backup. It's like, what are you that drunk?
Yeah.
Or you're just that stupid.
Yeah. Well, probably a combination of the two.
Could be a combination of both. You're right. All right, we're going to take our final break
You're
here.
pretty stupid if you pay that much for a ticket and you spend it drunk. You could do that in your home.
But I need to be drunk around other people, Dave. Don't you see?
Uh-huh. That's stupid.
Some people think that way. All right, this portion of the Coffee and program has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Is your business struggling to be found on Google? Are you still trying to figure out how Facebook works? Are you wasting your money on social media? Do you just need more customers? If you do, then contact the local digital marketing team at Breeze Digital Media in Lincoln. Breeze Digital Media has programs that are approved by Google and Facebook and are designed to grow your business. Packages start at only $199 a month and include easy monthly reporting so you know where your investment is going. Contact Breeze Digital Media for a free marketing analysis of your business today. Call 401-334-9555, extension 154, anytime, or visit breezedigitalmedia.com/offer.
Join the Honey Shop for their grand opening as they expand their baked goods and specialty foods. This will include keto, Atkins, diabetic friendly, and gluten-free. Additionally, the Honey Shop will have artisan breads, sourdough, pizza strips, take and bake, and heat and eat meals. This grand opening and expansion of the baked goods will take place starting Wednesday, June 17th through Saturday, June 20th at the 6 Winthrop Street, Woonsocket location. For more information, go to the Honey Shop's Facebook page. Remember, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop.
Chan's Fine Oriental Dining is well recognized as a major dining and entertainment venue in Rhode Island, the Northeast, and beyond. Patrons can choose from an excellent selection of Oriental cuisine, including popular combination dishes, lo mein and noodle dishes, vegetarian entrees, and seafood. Chan's also offers traditional favorites like 10 varieties of their unique fried rice, chow mein, chop suey, and poo-poo platters. Be sure to check their outstanding jazz, blues, folk, and comedy performers. Chan's at 267 Main Street, Woonsocket, 765-1900.
Hey, this is Dave Koz, and I hope you can join us this weekend for a very special Father's Day edition of the show. We'll be hearing from some big names in music about the dads in their lives. Check out davekoz.com during the week and be here this weekend for a special Father's Day edition of the Dave Koz Radio Show.
Hi, fans of smooth jazz. The Dave Koz Radio Show is right here on ON AM and FM, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM every Sunday. Twice on Sundays, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The Dave Koz Radio Show is brought to you by the Carew Investment Group. Tune in to the Dave Koz Radio Show right here on
ON AM and FM.
And it's Coffee In on ON AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan along with Paul Willett, and Dave Richards is here as well. And I think you're right over there. So, Paul,
and the new email address for Coffee In messages is coffee@woonsocketradio.com.
Thank you, Paul. Have you seen the way they're doing things at the State House now with the
plexiglass?
Everyone's got their own little chamber to walk into.
$16,000 it costs for that.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh no! What
to install them? What, buy them and install them?
Yep.
16,000. And one.
A mere bag of shells.
No, wait a minute. No, let me go back. It was more than that. It was more than that. That's wrong. It could be $100,000.
$116,000?
That sounds more like it. They don't spend just $16,000 on things.
No. It was. I believe it was probably like a. Let me look because.
Okay.
I know that it was a huge amount.
So
what were you going to say about it?
Well, they're all in the. It looks like they're all in the little cages, and then we had a state rep that wasn't happy with it. Didn't think it was good enough, and that we should not be meeting at the State House. We should all be meeting at the convention center, so we can keep our social distancing from one another. And the other thing I never understood is, because I saw Mattiello standing up there speaking about something. There's the two people that are to his right and to his left. One person to his right and one person to his left. They're wearing masks. Mattiello's not.
Yeah, well, there's, I guess, this tacit thing about people who are on camera, speaking on camera. It's a matter of common politeness that if you can justify it, you demask while you're talking on camera. That's the one that Donald Trump has generally been using.
Okay.
It's not a rule, it's not a law, it's not a code, it's a protocol, which means it's like this, everybody does it. Like when we all show up at a press conference and you're setting up your microphone or your camera and stuff like that, you ask the other media present, flags or no flags? Do you put your station's flag on your microphone so you can, the label on your microphone that shows your station, or no flags where nobody puts it up? And it's a protocol. It's like an unwritten rule. Everybody goes along with it out of civility, but and it's a matter of politeness that they don't talk on camera with a mask on. That's why your news reporter won't do that on camera.
But a lot
they
of times
may wear it around the building.
But a lot of times when Mattiello was not speaking,
right?
Because he made his statement, and then now the other is out in the gallery,
right,
speaking. So he's just standing there. But yet he's
well. Then
for that
that'll
point,
be
he
a
is on
personal
camera,
choice,
so.
and it's not as polite as you can be.
Okay.
You would put your mask back on if you were no longer presenting.
Did you find it, Paul?
I you know what? And for whatever reason, it's not letting me read the whole article now.
Okay.
I just read it this morning. I apologize, but I'll get it. Keep
Yeah,
talking.
so much of this stuff is a matter of civility. If they just say it's a matter of politeness and courtesy to other human beings and protection for yourself. I mean, look, Paul, what's the first question I asked? I didn't even say hello before I asked you masks or no masks.
Yes. Yep.
And I gave you the option to decide whether everybody in the room wears masks or not because you're the guest.
Right.
Depending on your comfort level and all the rest of that stuff. And the decision was no masks. That's okay. If you said masks, everybody's wearing masks. We had CCA in here before doing a live show, and they wanted masks. A guest wanted a mask. Everybody wore masks. And that's just the way it ought to be. You're being considerate of other human beings, their comfort level and their safety, and your own.
All right. Another note that's been written in. Yes, he, meaning Tom Brady, will be remembered as a Patriot, but he goes out with a bad scar that will always remain. Benedict Arnold. Say, I don't think so.
It's just him and Wade Boggs, the same thing. I mean, they got a chance to make a career move. It was worth it to them financially for the downside. You know that everybody in the world started booing Wade Boggs from Boston.
Yeah,
he was our fair hit, and he was on top when he left Boston and moved to New York, of all places, New York Yankees. But, I mean, he's still alive today. He had a nice career, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
What do you got there, Paul?
So the cost for the plexiglass was $166,542.
So it was even more.
Yep.
Wow. And that probably went out to bid, and they were the lowest ones, huh?
WB Mason installed them.
WB Mason, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot of money for plexiglass. But, well, then there's all the man hours to put it in, too.
Plexiglass
But,
is not cheap,
No,
my friend.
no, and there's different grades.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's three-sided. It's on all three sides. I don't know if it's behind you.
A sheet of plexiglass, when going back 30, 40 years, just your standard sheet of plexiglass the size of a wall board that you would hang up on your wall was about $300.
Okay.
And that was 8 by 4. An 8 by 4 sheet was hundreds of dollars. And so now if you're going to cut that up and make things out of it, and then you've got the labor of cutting it up and making things out of it.
These look to be about 3 by 4. Would you say 3 feet wide, 4 feet tall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, quickly, everybody, if you're a stockholder in a plexiglass company, you're doing well because everywhere you go now, even like the large box stores, the cashiers are kind of,
they're behind it.
You feel like you're going up to a ticket window to buy a ticket to the movies.
It's like, well, how do you give them your credit card? Do you go under this? Do you go around the side?
I've had experiences with both, actually.
All right. So, someone's got it in Massachusetts for this guy who's running his gym in Oxford, Massachusetts. Now, he defied the state orders and opened.
Yeah.
But recently, as of yesterday, they shut off the utilities. Now, I don't know how they did this, but someone's gone in and changed the locks on them.
Well,
Boy, someone is really out for this one person.
Well, no, he's being combative about the whole
Yes,
matter.
but he's also being singled out.
Well, because he's being combative and others aren't.
Well, you don't know the entire state. But
well, I'm just saying
this one's close by.
But we've been following this story now for several weeks, and he's been thumbing his nose, and he had $6,000 worth of fines some days ago
that he hasn't paid,
and he's not going to pay. He's going to appeal every single one of them. And they told him, they said, "You will shut it down, or we will shut you down."
Yeah, the town of Oxford changed the locks.
And
by
they
the way.
still, they showed up with the cops. They got themselves an order, a legal order to change the locks and to seize the property because he was using it for illegal purposes. Before that, they shut off the water.
Yes.
They shut off the electricity. And his customers still went in there and worked out. Okay. And which would have, of course, worked until it got to be 92 and 110 inside.
Yeah.
But that's what he was just thumbing his nose. He was going in and opening up anyhow. Because he had a key and he went in and he opened up every day.
It's civil disobedience, Dave.
Yep.
He was losing money. He said, "That's it. I'm opening up."
Certainly is. And so so they said, "Well, if you go in and you're going to use your key, we're going to just fix it so your key doesn't work. Now you can't go in there, even though it's your place.
Yeah.
You can't go in there because you are now trespassing because we've seized it."
It just seems to me that there may be more to the story than we're getting.
There's two sides to every story.
And has he had a fight with someone
hotheads.
in the Oxford Town Council recently? Has there always been contention there?
A violation's a violation. It's no different than if the Board of Health came into a restaurant, they found unsanitary conditions, and they shut them down. Even though you own the property, they can shut you down. They have the right to do that.
Okay. I just like seeing everything new that's going to go in there. Is he going to show up today now with bolt cutters and cut the locks and say, "Okay, everybody, come on in"?
Well, that's another defiance.
Well, if they change the locks, bolt cutters won't do it for you.
Okay. Will he smash a window? Although that would be kind of not good.
That would be destructive.
It would. But we'll see if more goes on at that Oxford gym. Wow. This is up in Massachusetts, Walpole, Massachusetts. The high school is dropping the name of their sports team.
Yeah.
They were the Rebels.
Yahoo.
And we can't be called Rebels anymore?
Oh, it's rebellious. What's wrong with you?
You can't?
Everybody wants to rule the world.
The term rebels will, according to Walpole school officials, this circles back to what we were talking about. Walpole school officials say the term rebels will always be associated with racism in the Confederacy. I don't associate it with that all the time. I can see, they were called that, but it's not completely associated with them. The school committee voted to change the name after hearing over 2 hours of testimony from residents on both sides. A panel of students and community members will now work to evaluate possible new names for the town sports teams. Okay.
You know, I grew up in the Attleboro's, and the big rivalry with sports teams, Attleboro, North Attleboro. North Attleboro is called the Rocketeers, and Attleboro is the Bombardiers.
Okay.
So, I mean, how far do you go? Does that?
It's awful violence.
It is. I mean, it's. I don't know.
And so, where do you draw the line?
People just have it is totally unfashionable to remember that what we commonly call the Civil War had many names: War of Insurrection, blah blah blah. The Civil War, as we've been taught about it, was about states' rights over federal government rights, and not about slavery until afterward.
What's going to happen if a video comes out sometime? And we can go back, almost 20 years now. We're looking for stuff to come out with. What happens if a Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer is seen, shooting somebody? Is Mount St. Charles Academy going to have to change their
Mounties?
Yeah, they're going to have to change their logo, their name, because you can't be a Mountie anymore.
That's right.
It'll be bad.
That's right.
We've gone too far.
I know, and it keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I blame social media is the feeder for lots of this. I mean, it's to the point where it's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Smithfield is the Sentinels. Is that bad?
Actually, the Sentinel, he's carrying
That
a
was
gun.
like
He's carrying a gun.
They were Roman.
What about that kid with, and I forget where it was. I think it may have been Connecticut, but this boy was participating in his distance
the
learning.
Zoom.
And
He had the BB gun on the wall.
Yeah. And so
they called the cops.
somebody called, the police arrived at the home because this kid is on, and he's got a BB gun in the background.
Yeah. And it's akin to bringing a gun to school.
That's right.
This is a real story.
No, it happened.
No, it's real stupidity that people have magnified. Yeah, okay.
Someone complained.
Yeah.
They went to the principal, who called the police, and they went there.
And they disciplined him, and like you said, they disciplined him the same way that as if he brought a gun to school because it was in the background and all the class was,
could see it. Yeah.
Time to find a new school.
I'm like, wow.
Oh, the parents.
Time to find a new
mother,
town
and
to
it
live
looked
in.
like an affluent community, and the mother was well spoken and everything, and she was not only embarrassed but outraged that someone would take this far, that the police arrived and it was like the riot squad coming down on a kid having a BB gun in the background.
He wasn't even holding it.
No, it was
on the wall.
Yeah.
What if it was a crossbow? Would it have been as bad? To the panel about the name Rebels, they should call themselves the damn Yankees.
Darn the Yankees.
Nope.
It would offend somebody.
Oh, you couldn't call it damn.
Somebody would be offended by the name of an actual water withholding structure instead of darn. Yeah.
Well.
Then seamstresses will all rise up if you call it darn Yankees.
Yankees. What is that? I mean, does that have a tone to it?
It does. You're from the north.
Yeah.
Anyone north of the Mason-Dixon line is just a Yankee.
Yeah.
Yankee Doodles.
Yeah. Well, we got to go. We've got no answers to today's problem. Sorry about that.
Yes, we do.
We do.
We need a flood.
Stop
40 days, 40 nights.
Stop building the ark. That's right.
Oh, good.
Paul Willett, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, Joe. Good to be back. Good to see you both in person. Have a great weekend, folks.
Dave, thanks for sticking around.
I agree. The happiest thing happened to me all day today is seeing Paul Willett.
Oh, no.
That's great.
No, it's getting your emails straightened out.